Now, when you were on the New York State Supreme Court, you were appointed by one of the, I think, best mayors ever, Ed Koch.
Ed Koch actually appointed me to the criminal court of New York City. And when I went up to the Supreme Court, it was through the appointment of Governor Mario Cuomo. But Ed Koch was an extraordinary man. I went on the bench, I was 37 years old. My parents, who believed in the power of education and the American dream, were there to witness my swearing in as a judge of the criminal court of New York City at 37 years of age.
That had to make them proud would probably be an understatement.
Well, to me, it affirmed all of their reason for working hard and making sure that their children got the education that would provide the opportunity to participate in the American dream.
What was the biggest challenge of being on that bench?
With the young people was the limitation of alternatives that I had, the recognizing that there was only so much I could do as a judge. I couldn't fix broken families. I couldn't take kids out of drug-infested neighborhoods. I couldn't remove them from neighborhoods that were saturated with guns. And all I could do was try and resolve the particular behavior that was before me. And eventually, it was very important to do it in a constructive way, to try to reach as many kids as you could. Right. But after a while, that's why I left the bench, became executive director of Big Brothers Big Sisters. But even then, as the executive director, there were many more things that I was required to do that took away from my passion and advocacy, if you will, to improve justice for children in the city. And so I eventually left Big Brothers Big Sisters to create my own not-for-profit agency called the New York Center for Juvenile Justice. And we have been in existence for about 4.5 years. We're now currently merging into another outstanding social service agency in the city, and I'm very proud of that.
And by opening, what was your mission? What was your passion? And what did you really hope to achieve by starting that not-for-profit?
Well, New York is one of only 2 states in the entire nation that sets the age of criminal responsibility as low as 16. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you're 16 years of age and you steal a piece of candy from a grocery store, you're not going into a juvenile court or a family court. You're going to go into the adult court. And if for some reason a judge feels that bail is appropriate for you, you're not going to go to some juvenile institution. You're going to go to a place like Rikers Island in New York. And so the age of criminal responsibility is very, very important. We're surrounded, New York is surrounded by states, and even here in California, the age of criminal responsibility is high. I believe it's 18. And we're surrounded in New York by states where the age of criminal responsibility is 18. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that we excuse the behavior, the bad behavior of young people, but it means that these young people will be given an opportunity to have their cases heard in a juvenile or family court where rehabilitation is the primary goal, as opposed to being in the adult court where punitiveness is kind of the approach that's taken.